So I want to talk to you about the Night Marchers of Hawaii. So basically, the Night Marchers are ghostly warriors that protect a spirit king um, who is stuck in the land of the living, even though he's dead. So back in ancient Hawaii, kings would have to travel with these entourages of warriors and drums and standard bearers, right? Because if you looked the king in the eye, it meant you were challenging him, and he would have to kill you right there. This put the kings in a tough spot because they couldn't kill every commoner that they came across. So they would have to announce their arrival with these drums. So people would have time to get out of the path, lay down in the dirt, and not look up at the king. So back in ancient Hawaii, they believed to get to the land of the dead, also known as Lua Omilu, you would have to jump off of the island at a specific point. On the island I grew up on, that point was in Waipio Valley. Waipio Valley was a pretty popular tourist spot, so a lot of people went there. A lot of people went camping there. Now, if you couldn't get to the jumping off spot in time, your spirit was cursed to wander. Sometimes they say forever. Now, the kings, if they were cursed, would wander with their entourage of spirit warriors who would still have that order to kill you if you looked the king in the eye. So the legend was, if you heard drumming when you're out on one of the ancient trails or camping, that you should run into the bushes and put your face down into the dirt so that you wouldn't be killed by the night marchers. So I never believed in it, but my friend told me this story. He said they went camping down in Waipio Valley. It was a long hike, and they got down to the bottom, made their camp, made their fire, started to cook a nice meal, and sooner or later they started talking story and telling ghost stories and things like that. Well, they realized it was super dark, so they're getting ready to go to bed. They started to hear the drumming. It got louder and louder, and my friend said, "Oh, this must be the night marchers. We got to put our face in the dirt." So they did so, and he said that he shoved his face as hard as he could down into the ground so he wouldn't even think about looking up in the direction of the spirits. So the drumming got louder and louder, and the marching got louder and louder, and soon enough the bushes around him started to shake, and he heard what he thought was like a couple dozen people going through his campsite. And then sooner or later the marching and the noise faded away into the distance. And I said to my friend, I was like, "Come on, man. Somebody was pulling a prank on you." And he said, "No, when his face was down in the dirt, he kind of gave it a side eye and glanced up just a little bit. And he said that when the people was marching through their campsite, their feet never touched the ground." I don't believe that kind of stuff, but I never went back to camp in Waipio Valley again.